Pre-dawn raid by Nicolas Maduro's secret police resulted in the arrest of one of interim Venezuelan President Juan Guaido's senior aides. Guaido, meantime, is holding rallies and claims the embattled Maduro's regime cannot last much longer.
High-stakes brinksmanship on the world stage between the United States and Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro's government. After U.S. aid was burned at the border by gangs loyal to Maduro, the Trump administration continued ramping up the pressure on the embattled leader to leave office, something Maduro has steadfastly refused to do. After interim President Juan Guaido's top aide was arrested by Venezuelan intelligence operatives on March 21st, Trump's national security advisor, John Bolton, fired off a tweet threatening even more sanctions ahead. Though all of the Venezuelan borders are officially closed, more than 40,000 desperate Venezuelans are escaping into Colombia every day. Most are hoping to find some kind of work in order to send help to the families they left behind. Catherine has been living here on the street with two of her children.
I've been here 4 months working as a porter.
She tries to make a living helping others carry their supplies back across the dangerous river crossing into Venezuela. But there's lots of competition.
Sometimes I have to fight the other porters because everyone wants the same car, you know?
The sense of frustration reached a boiling point weeks ago when gangs loyal to Maduro burned aid sent by Colombia and the United States. Catherine, along with many others, are bitter about what happened.
If we go back, it won't be any better. At least here my kids can eat.
Cracks are appearing in the ranks of the armed forces as well. These two soldiers threw down their arms February 23rd when they were given orders to fire on their own people. Sergeant Major Darwin Malaguera says morale in his unit was at rock bottom.
February 23rd was the breaking point. When we saw what was happening, we decided we wanted to be on the right side of history, and we made the decision on our own to cross over to the Colombian side.
First Sergeant Omar Carrero was on the bridge that day watching the tragedy unfold.
Many times we had talked about defecting amongst ourselves, but we're very afraid one of our superiors would hear us, because if they did, we'd be thrown in prison automatically. But finally, in small groups, we made the decision to cross. On the very same day, the secret police showed up at my house, looking for my family. Thank God they weren't home.
Eventually, over 1,000 soldiers followed suit, including some officers. But many more are still afraid.
I can say that 98% of the troops in the army would like to see a change of government.
To keep his stranglehold on power, Nicolas Maduro has been arming gangs of criminals who swear allegiance to his regime. Called colectivos, these gangs currently control this border, and everyone who comes across has to pay. For the time being, these Venezuelan soldiers can only wait, hope, and pray the regime will collapse under the weight of its own evil. But they do have a message for America.
Please keep supporting us, putting pressure on in every possible way. I'd like to say with military force, but I know that would result in lots of bloodshed in Venezuela. We don't have a plan. We're simply ready and willing to follow the orders of our president, Juan Guaido, every day.
In Cúcuta, Colombia, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.